It's your boy Tom back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and talking about the Majestic set that is coming to NBA 2K24 MyTEAM today. Now, you got to get all these players and lock in for James Harden if you do want to get the eventual LeBron James. So, just know, obviously, a lot of this set is going to be behind 2K's paywall, right? So they want you guys to spend money in the game. Am I going to recommend you guys doing that? Well, I mean, again, that is totally up to you. I just be breaking down how good these cards are. Hot Rod Williams up first as we dive into Hot Rod, guys. Smash that subscribe button if you are new. 2000 MT, 6'11", 7-foot wingspan. Is Hot Rod great? No. For a gold, is he solid? Sure. I mean, he's got box out, beast, rebound, chaser, workhorse. He's going to compete on the interior. Decent speed, decent rebounder. For a gold card, I don't hate him at all. For a guy to play in like triple threat offline, I actually really like Hot Rod Williams, and I think this card can actually help you out. So, I mean, is he useless in online settings? Absolutely. I'd never recommend running him. But as far as like good golds for offline, he's solid. John Barry up next, 6'5", 6'7", wingspan, hot spots from everywhere, 88 3 balls, 77 speed, 77 lateral quickness, really good shooting badges. Now, Josh Christopher base, I have no idea, but he's got an 88 3-ball with great shooting badges with hot spots from everywhere. Another good gold card at 6'5" at the point guard position to use in offline modes. As long as his release is decent, which I think it will be, I don't have a problem with the golds. So I'm going to be honest with you. The golds are a great start to this set. And even if you're just picking up my team today, heck, I'd recommend get John Barry, get Hot Rod Williams, get another gold, and grind a little trip with it offline. Get your MT up. It is really that simple. Daquan Cook, 4,200 MT. Hotspots from 4 to 5 places around the arc. Start with the release. Evan Fournier base. Covington upper. Not bad. I don't mind that release. 89 3-ball, 79 speed. Defensively, not good. Shooting wise, obviously going to be knocked down. As an Emerald, 89 3-ball, you can't ask for much more. Only thing is, he's only 6'5". Obviously hurts the card's value a little bit. Ball handle is decent, as well as Braun dribble style, again, and not great. Fournier base, normal leaner. I don't hate Daquan Cook at all. Do I think he's going to be, one of the best Emeralds in the entire game? No. I think guys like, obviously, Robert Covington are way better than Daquan Cook. But the card is not totally horrible. Not all is lost with Daquan Cook. For an Emerald, he's fine. Derek Favors up next. They gave Derek Favors the ability to shoot the ball. 66 3-ball. Now, what does the Derek Favors base on slow look like? I don't know. But he's got a serviceable 3-ball, decent speed, good interior, really solid defensively. I don't hate Derek Favors. Do I love this card? No, because I'm not sold on his jump shot. But let's say he has a serviceable enough release. Derek Favors is solid in my team because he can play defense at that 4, can knock down shots. I just don't see what's bad about the card. Now, I do expect his release to be borderline unusable. I don't remember what it was in the past. That's just kind of my my expectation going into this thing. And if it is that bad, obviously you don't get Derek Favors. But if it ends up being usable, don't say I didn't tell you so, because Derek Favors will be really solid at that rate. Sapphires back to 10,000 MT as we dive into Otto Porter, 6'8", 7'1" wingspan. 84 3-ball, 78 speed, decent interior, decent lateral quickness, decent defensive badges. This card's actually much better than I thought he would be. Now, the Otto Porter base, I don't know what that's like. I'm not going to be quick to judge because I guess, actually, let me see Otto Porter. I'm going to actually use the card in a shoot-around real quick so I can give you guys a brief update, because Otto Porter is not a card I'm ever going to do a gameplay of. So if I can break down what his release looks like for you guys, I mean, I think that would be helpful. Here's the deal, guys. He's got basically every shooting badge in the entire game, which I do believe is important. Release-wise, I don't want to sit up here and say it's great, but it is definitely usable. I don't mind his release at all. I think it's relatively quick. Is it the easiest thing in the world to green? No, but it's not bad. I mean, it's straight up and down. I think it's relatively easy to time and relatively easy to green, and it's not super slow. So, I mean, for budget cards, for a budget baller out there, I think Otto Porter is going to be fine. Another thing I want to note is his player model is pretty decent. So, he's going to play decent defense, going to knock down shots. For a Sapphire, these are the budget cards we want. Otto Porter is going to be a really solid budget option in my team, especially as I'm shooting with him in his release. I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Next up, guys, Derek Harper, 6'4", 6'7", wingspan. Now, when you look at his release, Taj Gibson base, I can't even sit up here and say, oh yeah, I know what that's gonna be like, because I have no idea what that release is going to entail, is going to look like. Like, I can try to, get Derek Harper and shoot around and see, if I can find one. But I just don't necessarily know. 6'4", 6'7" wingspan. But look at the defense. 90 lateral quickness, 88 perimeter, good speed, decent enough three ball. There's just no real downsides for my man here. There's just not. He can shoot the ball well, can play good defense, and that's all there is to really know. Chris Paul dribble style, normal leaner. It's just going to come down to what does that release ultimately look like? How great is that release ultimately? Because, I mean, if it's just a mediocre release, then I think there's a limit to how good Derek Harper can be. Whereas, if it is a great release, I think he's going to be next level good. Now, when I'm shooting with Derek Harper, I would say, yeah, his release definitely on the slower side of things. I would just say, don't get your hopes up for Derek Harper's release. That's as simple as I can put it. Otto Porter's release way better than Derek Harper. Derek Harper's release is really kind of slow in my team. Now, when it comes down to his movement, comes down to the his dribbling, I think he moves pretty well. But again, that's just kind of my initial opinion on Derek Harper. His release, again, is on that slower side of things, but he plays a lot of defense, can't dunk. I do think Otto Porter is going to be better than Derek Harper when you compare the cards side by side. Danny Manning up next. Let's start with this Magic Johnson based on normal timing. So the reason why do I start with that? Well, because I think it's important to break that down before we dive any further into Danny Manning. He's got a bad release with basic dribble style. So, I mean, you can't just expect Danny Manning to come out here and be the best card in the game. You can't expect it because you're probably ultimately going to be let down. Now, as I'm shooting with it in shoot around, it's not like ungreenable. You can green with it. It's just going to be harder to do. But when I look at Danny Manning, it's bigger than just the three ball. He can dunk the ball. He can handle the ball. He's got good speed. He's got great defense. And so as a Ruby, he does everything else on the court outside of having a great release. And I go as far as saying his release is better than Derek Harper's release, which is crazy to say. It is. Now, with all of that being said, I'm going to say it like this. I think this card in Otto Porter is going to be better than Danny Manning. Now, you guys can disagree. I get stat-wise, he's not as good. Badge-wise, they're nearly the same. I think Otto Porter is going to be better than Danny Manning. Because if you look at Danny Manning, oh, plus 237, but how many of those are dunking? How many of those are post moves? I mean, to me, I don't really care about that. I care about a guy that's going to knock down shots at a high level, have a smooth release. And I think Otto Porter is exactly that. I think Danny Manning could be good, though. As I'm shooting with him and shooting around, his release is better than I thought it would be. Dino Radja up next, 6'11", 7'3" wingspan. Let's start with the release. Default small base. I mean, you guys can see who has that release. I don't know what that's going to be like. Covington upper, normal leaner, Embiid dribble style. Now, for Dino Radja, you know what you're getting. 6'11" at the center position. Gonna be able to compete on the interior. Now, outside of that, how much does he really give you? I don't really know. And I think that's the tough part for me and Dino. I feel like Dino cards at the start of 2Ks just are never as good as people want them to be. I mean, there's nothing to really look at even here for Dino and be like, wow, that makes him absolutely elite. Like, rebounding wise, he's fine. Defensive badges are fine. But again, I don't know why people get so excited about early Dinos. There's just nothing here that's really exciting. If you want to talk about his defense, he's going to get absolutely dogged by some of the other better centers in my team. His ability to shoot isn't really there. I don't love Dino Radja. I just don't. I don't think that card's going to be great. Scottie Barnes up next, 6'8", 7'2" wingspan. Release is solid, 82 3 ball, 88 speed, solid defensively. This card is fantastic. I mean, compare him to AK-47, Scottie Barnes is better. I mean, he is. I get AK's defensively is a little bit better. Look at Scottie Barnes, speed, acceleration, vertical. Look at his strength, stamina. And, I mean, three ball is the same, and he's going to attack the rim way better. Scottie Barnes is better than AK. And then you run the duo. I don't know if I would, but you get way better defensively, better rebounding, Hall of Fame clamps, gold rebound chaser, Hall of Fame catch shoot. Makes him way, way, way better. So, I mean, again, I don't know if I'm going to run this Scottie and Pascal duo. I might have to if it's really that good. But Scottie Barnes by himself is elite. D-Book dribble style. Normally, his release is not bad. He's one of your best overall small forwards in the game. It's really that simple. Then we see Pistol Pete Maravich at 93 ball, 86 speed. horrible defensively. And the worst part about it is the Christian Wood base this year is not great. Do not get excited about this Pistol Pete because you will be let down. When you talk about bad ammies, you got to talk about Pistol Pete. Then we see Spicy Pete. Power forward center, 6'8", 7'3" wingspan, hot spots from both corners, 84 3-ball, can dunk, good ball handle, good speed, solid defensively, Hall of Fame anchor, interceptor, post lockdown, rebound chaser. Siakam's elite. I don't love his release. I don't at all. But this card is elite. You can't even sit there and debate it. MT price, not even that bad compared to what we've seen. 183,000 MT, we've seen way more expensive diamonds. Way more expensive diamonds. I mean, if you look at the price of Scottie Barnes and Pascal Siakam, I mean, the price of these cards are not that bad. To lock in the whole set, like 185, then you got those two, you're probably looking at, another 170. I mean, you're going to be able to afford this set if you want to for, I don't know, 500K maybe, which is cheaper than I initially thought. Now, when you give Siakam the duo, he gets strength goes up, speed goes up, interior goes up, speed with ball goes up. Badge-wise, gets fearless finisher, post-spin technician, rise up. Makes him a little bit better. The duo really helps out Scottie Barnes more than Spicy P, but does make them both really solid. Harden, the lock-in ultimate, 6'5", 6'10", wingspan, 95 3-ball, 90 speed, Hall of Fame range, agent 3, driving dunk is good, playmaking-wise solid, gets Hall of Fame glove, can't get clamps, obviously defensively not great, does come a Hall of Fame dimer, handles for days, hyperdrive, killer combos. Here's the deal for James Harden. He's James Harden. I mean, take it for what it's worth. He is exactly what to think about James Harden. I do think 2K made his defense better than I thought they initially would. Like, look at the 87 lateral quickness is pretty impressive. Gonna shoot the ball better than anybody. He is gonna be a force to be reckoned with. Maybe one of the best point guards in the entire game. Still don't know if he's better than an SGA, but maybe number 2 behind him. High rank these cards. Harden 1, Scottie Barnes 2, Pascal Siakam 3. And then after that, I don't know, maybe Otto Porter 5. Like, after those top 3, it really drops off a ton. That's gonna wrap it up for our video, guys. Drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.